This is the northwest corner of the home. Okay, this is the primary bedroom suite right here behind my hand. It's primary suite bathroom. It's got a lintel. We have weep holes over it. This is a retaining wall. It usually belongs to whoever's property it's retaining, which usually translates into whoever has the high side of a retaining wall, that belongs to them. Another thing about retaining walls, if it's more than twice its height from the structure, okay, then in theory this wall should not have any immediate effect on the foundation, the performance of the structure. So it's in theory. Also, if it's less than 4 feet, and it is, a permit was not required for this retaining wall. It looks like it's doing the right job. It's not very old. This is new construction. Okay, so I have no idea if there was any geogrid behind there or any kind of reinforcement or how it was built at all. It's just all beyond me. But over here we have, it's called water, and builders like to call that ponding, but you'll never find that in the dictionary. It's pooling or collecting. Okay, pooling or collecting. And the builder will say, some builders, not this builder. This builder wouldn't do that to you. That says if it doesn't dry within 48 hours, we consider that a problem. The problem with that is that's not drainage. This is grading. This is drainage. Grading and drainage. There is no drainage on this side of the house. No, it's not supposed to evaporate. We're not talking about evaporation. We're not talking about swamp edge or swamp control. If it stays in here, mosquitoes can stay in here. Your dog's going to roll around in it. Your kids are going to play in it. It's going to be an attractive nuisance. Mosquitoes is West Nile disease. This is a health concern. It's also a concern towards your foundation. Oh, we squirt them. You know, they put some chemicals in there to stabilize it. You'll hear that. But then, some, I don't know about this builder, they say like, well, our warranty company doesn't have a problem with this. Huh. Your warranty company doesn't have a problem with this swampage over here. Nope. Nope, sure don't. Who owns your warranty company? ABC. ABC? Isn't the same company that owns you? No, but we're not the same. One hand does it. No, this is wrong. I shouldn't be looking at my reflection in a pond over here on the side of the house. It should be draining away. We've even got negative drainage over here to some degree, not towards the structure, mind you, but there's no provision for drainage to come out through here. No, this is let's let it go for a while and see how it works. Yeah, well then they're counting on you to come home and drive into the front of your beautiful house, walk through your beautiful house, sit on your beautiful patio and enjoy it, and they really don't count on you being over here next to the electric meter and the gas meter and the condensing unit. There's nothing really over here for you. The gate is not even over here. There's not even a gate. They're hoping that you'll create a cave mentality and just forget about it. No, before your warranty is up, this should be corrected. This should be corrected. I'll tell you why, because when I come back in 5 years to inspect this property again for somebody else, and we start talking about all this swampage, and then your feelings are all going to be hurt, and you're going to be pouty and stuff, and you're going like, it was always like that, and the builder told me this, and the builder's going to be long gone, and then you're going to be left, you know, somebody might not be buying this. This might be a bone of contention when it comes time for you to sell the house. After your dogs rolled around in it, and your kids have played in it, and everybody got West Nile disease, then you're going to have to fix it after all that in order to sell it. It's not just your home, it's your home investment. Moving on along here. These are called expansion joints. Excuse me, control joints. A lot of people call them expansion joints. Call them what you will. Call them what you will. But they're here by design. They're here by design. And we come up here, we got that little hole. See that hole underneath the vent? That needs to be sealed. When the water rolls down the siding, do you think it's going to curl back up in that hole and go behind the brick? I did. That's what I think. I think it sure is. These are called weep holes. They're supposed to be here. And they're supposed to be over any place, not these windows, but any, like this window over here. Okay? Because brick is porous, it's good a condition. The house can burn down and you can reuse the brick. They're very sturdy, very reliable. And if you don't paint it, you know, it's like almost zero maintenance, practically zero maintenance, unless you kind of come back and repoint it sometime, or you got some movement and some cracking. But one characteristic about brick is it's very porous, and when your lawn sprinkler system hits this, the water goes right through it, and that's what those weep holes are for. Rain goes right through it. We have a drainage plane behind this wall. I wasn't here, but you've got a drainage plane behind this wall. The water comes down, and you will never, I hope you never see water coming out of a weep hole. I've seen it a few times. I've seen some events. If you have an event, it will. But most of the time, it's vapor. This box should be sealed to help prevent moisture from getting back underneath there, just like those two boxes should be sealed to prevent moisture from getting back in there. Coming on along. These splashbacks, this one's laid out backwards. The other one's about a mile away. No, these splashbacks are supposed to be turned around and underneath here. And really, it's supposed to take water several feet away from the structure. It can't do that. It can't happen because of the retaining wall. Okay, so we got a physical problem. It needs to direct the water out this way. Odds of that are very nominal. It should be a drain in the ground that takes it out to the street. Surface drain. That's probably because of the location of the retaining wall, because there are physical constraints here, and I don't write prescriptions. I'm a home inspector. I'm just to tell you that this rain gutter over here and this rain gutter over here, it doesn't drain like it's supposed to. I just kind of leave that alone. But it just so happens that, if you talk about it and think about it enough, you're going to probably come to the conclusion that you need a surface drain to take the water out this way. That's probably what's going to happen. Moving on along, we've got our weep holes over here. All these exterior light fixtures, they should be caulked. We got people out here caulking stuff up. Hey guys. So they're probably going to come over here and caulk this light over here, and they're probably going to caulk these boxes on the side over here, and the thimble, the flue for the water heater. They're probably going to caulk that too. Anyway, here's a good view right here, by the way. Talking about rain gutters. Remember I was talking about rain gutters a little earlier? See this rain gutter that comes down here? Is that downspout? It discharges right on the roof covering. Right on the roof covering. Is that going to wear out your shingles faster? Yep, it sure will. We'll wear them out pretty fast. Now these guys, I don't know if they got a ladder or not, but we've got this vertical trim board right here. Look at that. Look at that. See the way it's just hanging off the side of the building like that? You think that should be caulked? I do. That's what I think. Looks like they caulked part of it. Then they got down here and, you got these stretcher bricks, and they come around here and just kind of bows on out. I'm not sure. They could probably whittle that brick out so that it lay next to the house like it's supposed to. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I'm not doing a wood destroying insect report. It's termite inspection. There's really no need to do one on a house of this age because they're not going to show up for a few years. But where do termites live? Well, they live in the ground. Oh, okay. What do they eat? Dead wood. Oh. Well, what's wood mulch? This is dead wood on the ground next to your house. That's called a clue. We're in here just working away, just kind of got it all beautiful here. So instead of having a curve in your wood there, we got this little cock fiesta going on. There you go. Moving on along around the front porch. Now we're, facing south. This is the porch. We got our weep holes, vinyl windows, double pane vinyl frame. Now, I had to look at the rest of the windows, but I just want to take a peek inside of here and see if you're weak. Oh, look at that hole right there. You think water can get in that hole? I do. I think water will jump right on down in there. So, it's kind of moving on along. This is a construction board. They just pulled them off of the roof. The roof was just here. Kind of looking around. We want to see things. See this right here on the rain gutter? We're at the front of the house now, facing south. The rain gutter, that little silver flashing that's coming up there, that's kick-out flashing. That's supposed to be there. That's a good thing. It directs the water off of it. Now the rain gutter is not supposed to be closer to the wall than 1 inch. So the rain gutter's tied up in there. We do have some kick-out flashing, but the rain gutter's too close to the wall. Here we go. We can do this. Rain gutter too close to the brickwork between the front door and the garage car entry. Tree shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to a structure. Okay, I see everybody's got 2 trees. It's probably a neighborhood association thing. You're probably not going to be able to move these 2 trees. But I'm just here to tell you that, you know, as the tree grows, so will the roots, so will the branches. They'll be rubbing up next to your house. The branches will be robbing moisture from your foundation. Branches will be causing things to move. Roots will be causing things to move. So, is that something they can do anything about or want to do anything about? Probably no on both accounts. I'm just here to tell you that the tree's too close. By the way. Tree too close. Over here is another example. We got rain gutter downspout. We don't even have a downspout over here. The rain gutter just goes right down on top of the roof, and this downspout just goes right on top of the roof covering. And so all that, this hole, okay, in the gutter, where this downspout collects all the water that's coming from this area, pours it, concentrates it, and shoots it right down on the roof covering. Now the answer is to run a rain gutter out here to the kind of a downspout, glorified gutter down to the rain gutter, and that's going to be ugly. That's going to be ugly. The answer is the same way here. You do not have an attractive answer. So there might not be a practical solution. But I'm just here to tell you that the rain gutter is not supposed to come down on the roof covering like that. There's our roof guy. Now we're over here. They could run a downspout that goes out farther. There's some more of that. Do you think you call that drainage? I don't call that drainage. I call that swampage. All over here. Just swamp, swamp, swamp. That's what it is. It's a swamp. Moving on along. Now our siding and this hole up here for our soffit. See that piping coming out there? Okay, that's your secondary drain line for your air conditioning system. Okay, when the primary for your evaporator coil clogs up, secondary lets the water out so that way you can look out the window and see it. And you know you got an emergency, you can call a technician to come out and work on this for you. Now the thing is the soffit around the downspout, around the secondary drain line, that soffit, it should be sealed. It should be sealed. And then everywhere you have a butt joint on the siding, now I've had this conversation, and depending on who you talk to, but you should have flashing tape behind the butt joints. I don't see any flashing tape behind the butt joints. Now, you know, like I said, I've heard some conversation where that's the recommended installation. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's the recommended installation. Maybe it's not the required installation, but it's recommended. And I've always believed that it was required, but that's me. That's me. Got a hole around our clean out right in there. Look at that. You think mice can get in there? I do. You think roaches and spiders can get in there? You think water can get in there? Is that what you think? That's what I think. That's what I think. Anybody reasonable would think that. Coming on along. Just a minute. Good home inspection. Vinyl. Okay. These style of windows, apparently, unless I learn different, these types of windows, these wheats do not require weirs. Some of them do and some of them don't. I haven't found any weirs in the window weeps. So I was just making note of that. These are our lintels. That's the weep holes above the drainage plane. That's the way it's supposed to go. Walking through all this swampage. Now the rain gutters, they can put the downspouts out with extensions, and they put pins in them, so you can take the pins out, and that way they can mow the yard and that kind of thing, and then put them back. Or you could do the drainage thing, but regardless, the splash blocks are laid out backwards, and the extensions do not extend far enough away from the structure. And we've got swampage over here. Come through this pond. Okay, is that the way you want to get into your yard? It's not the way I want to get in my yard. Just saying. Again, swampage and swampage. I'll come out here with a camera pole. Maybe I'll get up there. Maybe I'll get up there. My feet are awful wet because there's no drainage. Maybe I can't get up there. Over here, the way the columns come down, okay, there should be stands underneath here, and I can't tell because we got the little curb, so I just don't know if the stands have been installed or not. I don't know. This is a good place. I get it, we're protected by the cover, but this happens to all the windows around here, every fenestration that I've seen. These fenestrations over here, these windows, that I'm going to use these as a better example. We do not have Z-bar flashing over our fenestrations. We don't have the Z-bar flashing over our fenestrations. Okay, the Z-bar flashing is like in the shape of a Z. It goes behind the siding to protect water from collecting on the tops. It comes out and then over, makes a Z so that the drainage plane can work. Otherwise this is going to leak. Otherwise it's going to collect water, leak and collect water. Okay, again, you're probably not going to realize the deficiency so much there, but you will here. These top ones will start giving it up, man. They sure will. Coming on along here, there's our splash block. And builders, I think they just put them backwards so that a home inspector will say it's backwards, and it gives us something to do. I don't know why. It's just universal. And I've heard them say like the water splashes in this and then it kind of spreads out like a sprinkler system or something ridiculous like that. No, those are just backwards. No, they're just too close. No, the drainage around this house is honestly, it's one of the worst examples I've seen in a while. So, just something to know. And that's where we started.